Welcome everyone to Greatest Media Team's production of the 2025 Sunstein Open. We are here at the famous mile marker 63 course, and we are here for round one of the 5th Sunstein Open, taking place at the end of May. And guys, we have a very special feature card for you with 5 of New England's best players. And I'm Harry Chace, here joined in the booth with Simon Lizotte. How are we doing today?
I am so excited to see this course on camera for the first time and be part of the greatest media team. We're here, we're doing it. We're in Lizotte's home studio, and we're excited to bring you the action here. Huge shout out to our hosts, Steve, Abreu, and Rivas, of course. Without these guys, events like this would just not happen up here in Massachusetts. And also shout out to all the players showing up. This is quite the field for a little beat here, you gotta say.
Yeah, nothing little about this tournament as we get the first look at the members of our feature card up there for a nice little picture day as we start round one on hole one. And let's see what we have. First up, Ripley. Says Sharon Mass, I believe he's recently moved to New York, but near 1,000 rated player. A-tier champion last year at the Welcome to the Jungle, so very exciting to see him.
And we have the absolute New England disc golf legend, Kyle Moriarty. He's a school teacher for his day job, but he crushes the disc golf course in any free moment he gets. And here we have Dylan, a youngster, who can throw really far, forehand and backhand.
Especially forehand. We'll be seeing a lot from him today. Next is myself, representing East Greenwich, Rhode Island, and representing Sunstein as well. So excited for this tournament.
And then we have this guy, 1037 rated, 83 career wins. Also, I designed this course. So this is my first real competitive round out here for this event. So I was super stoked to play. It wasn't the warmest May day ever, but we're hanging in there. We're used to it. This winter was long and brutal, and I think we're ready here for hole one. Welcome to mile marker 63.
Yes, we have hole one here. It is a 620-foot par 4. You'll notice a large theme throughout this course. No OB, so kind of free to do whatever. Big turnover, rollers could be in play, and we have some nice freshly cut grass, so we'll see if any of our players can start off attacking. And first to attack, Kyle Moriarty.
Yeah, Kyle known for his smooth form, for his funky outfits. Pretty tame today with the slight orange pants and the black hoodie. So we're used to seeing a bit more of Kyle, but he came to play. The tee shot is a big turnover, big forehand, or even you can throw a roller if you really want to get aggressive. Again, like Harry said, not too much danger on this course. So this was designed with fun as the primary important category, and OB is not fun for me. So here you go, Harry. How's the nerves?
Not too nervous, honestly, especially with, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
I can kind of send this as much as I want and not really worry about the danger. So it's honestly kind of comfortable to just smash on a disc to start things off, and we'll be in a pretty good position from there.
Yeah, this is a pretty inviting par 4 to start off. Long throwers can get within like 100 feet to get an eagle look, but at least it's still a technical shot. It kind of forces a turnover play a bit, and you gotta get the angle right off the bat. And if you end up like that, a bit short, you still have a long ways to go with a couple of guardian trees in the way as well. But here we have the smooth lefty. Andres playing over to the left side. He's going to have all of the trees to worry about.
Yeah, just because of the lack of danger doesn't mean it's just chip, chip, birdie. You still have to shape the shot, and there will be trees in the way for the errant thrower.
Yeah, I actually ripped on my catalyst here, which made the kind of off-week bag because my bag at this point was actually on the West Coast waiting for me to return to the next tournament on the Pro Tour.
Damn, I love that.
And that roller was actually almost so perfect. I was sad I hit the one tree in the middle of the fairway. Missing that left or right would have probably left me with an eagle bid. Oh, nice. They're showing the other angle here again.
Let's see this on the angle. Cuts down right about 2 o'clock.
Oh, what are the odds, dude? That was cruising, too.
It was.
I would have loved to see if that would have got all the way to circle one, but yeah, still in position there for birdies. This course is very friendly. This was, again, designed for your like 940 to 980 rated players, your casual amateurs, and just people who want to like go out there and kind of shred and have a good time. And also beginners, of course. The short tee pads here are very, very inviting and fun to play as well.
Yeah, if you have a lot of friends that you think could be interested in disc golf, and, oh my goodness.
Did you remember that?
Put pause on that tape because we need to replay this. Ripley from the fairway. Probably 320 feet out, I would say.
Yeah, going with the forehand gap shot, getting all the flex out of that forehand. I think that looks like probably a fairway driver, maybe distance driver even. And really commits to the turnover out of the hand. Lets the disc do all the work. Right on line. And then, oh, dreadful. Kind of unlucky skip to circle two.
Yeah, that was a Halo Firebird from Andres. But back to what I was saying earlier. If you are someone that thinks your friends might enjoy disc golf, this is a fantastic place to take them for the first time. They'll be wowed by the experience. A lot of amenities. It's beautiful, well kept, and I feel like it's impossible not to have a fun time.
Yeah, shout out to the mile marker crew. They've done basically everything right, and they put a lot of time, effort, and funds into making this a good experience for their players. Left with a little proxy run here. Wanted to give it a little bit from about 180 feet out. You get a little eagle look here in the early morning.
I do. I'm able to jump putt this, and well, it was pretty boring.
Still a birdie. And we all know par matters. So even if it's for a professional, maybe not the toughest par 4, but a birdie still feels good regardless. And after almost making it for eagle, Andres kind of lays it up for the par. This green has a slight little slope to it. You can see there's a little bit of breeze going too, so a little tapping for par is not too bad. Dylan couldn't convert for birdie.
No, there's definitely a sneaky, underrated difficulty in playing a birdie or die course because putts like this on an easy hole, especially first of the round, feel a little nervy. And we have Kyle and Dylan, both pretty sure putters from that circle, and especially from that range, missing on the first hole.
Harry doesn't miss. Ever.
We'll see if that statement remains true.
Easy tap and birdie for Harry. Good start. That was a solid tee shot. Easy layup. I drop it in for birdie as well. And then we have a couple tap and pars for the rest of the card. All good, and then we're headed over to hole number 2, which is a short aceable par 3 with 3 options off the tee. And I actually think we're going to see all of them.
Yeah, we do have a very diverse shot selection group amongst the 5 of us. And here's the flyover for hole number 2, 228. Pretty much the only dead straight gap would be that tiniest gap that you can see the basket through. So we'll most likely be seeing hyzers either from the right side or the left side. And we'll see if anyone can get close to that elusive ace.
Yeah, this hole seems like so right there, but it kind of is a bit tricky. It plays a bit uphill, and the gap obviously is the first checklist in your mind. Gotta hit the gap. And hitting the gap makes it sometimes easy to forget actually to throw the disc. But Harry does pretty well here, throwing a P2, I think.
That's right. This guy got 4.
I'm throwing my Watt.
Oh!
Just slides to about 25 feet. Oh, I get a replay for that. Nice. So we're playing, both Harry and I both played the right side gap, which is a pretty comfortable gap to hit for a backhand throw, a little putter or a mid-range hyzer shot. Let's see what Kyle goes for. A little standstill.
Yeah, if it's sub 250, you're going to see Kyle go to the standstill a lot. One of his trademarks.
Little high, little floaty. And I think he even hit the tree left of the basket, so that's going to be a tester. Dylan preferring the forehand as usual, hitting the gap perfectly, and I think we're all a bit left with testers here.
See this disc come in, check skip, finds a circle, and yeah, all circle 1 so far, as it should be. Nobody based.
Lefty forehand. Crushed it a bit long. This is a tricky little putt. I think he's about circle's edge. And then behind the basket for him, it'll be a bit downhill too, so wants to make sure here to at least connect with metal to avoid a scary comebacker for par.
Bottom of the basket.
Yeah, low right. Low right for lefty. Sweet spot.
Yeah. I think if Andres would choose his best asset as a professional, I think he would say his putting. So able to connect there after the miss on 1. We'll see if he can continue his hot stroke.
Good correction there for Kyle. After the miss on 1, get on the board early.
Lizotte man,
Yeah, I think it's
2 for 2.
Yep. Looks routine. Should be routine, but it still feels good to connect with those right into the middle.
Yeah, Simon never misses a putt.
As you will see. I've actually played this course a couple times for score, not ever in a tournament, but even though all the holes are right there and you should be just shredding like a 15 to 18 under every time, I've never actually done it. I'm like stuck at 12 to 13 every time. Oh, Harry Chace. Maybe.
I thought I never missed a putt.
No, you're on your way to a 12. A little slip up there.
Definitely, yep. Just a little too much crosswind and misaimed it, but trying to stay confident and on to the next second par 4 of the round here. This little feature of the pond and mando trees. Most players will be swinging around this gap, potentially through this gap, and dog legs to the right. So it's not very specific, a landing zone on this hole, and it is very hard to get close to the basket. But again, with not a lot of danger, we will see our players try maybe some interesting creative lines to make this upshot as easy as possible.
Yeah, definitely the challenge on this hole is the putting green, which is a bit elevated with the rock features around. So you want to make sure to get close in 2 to not even have to worry about it. And I'm choosing a little Simon line here. I obviously got to decide exactly where the tee pad goes here, and I left this gap open on purpose for shots like this. That if you wanted to, you can just go full send on a big turnover, and that was actually pretty good. It opened up a bit earlier than I wanted it, so it went a bit straighter, more than it went right, which you want to go, but it got all the distance you could ever ask for, and I think I left myself, again, under 200 feet to the basket, so it should be still routine. This is your more common play. Nice, low, powerful forehand down the middle. I just love this beautiful tree gap. The 3 trees on the right, 3 trees on the left with a little pond to beat.
Dylan maybe trying to get a bit more aggressive and was able to stay in bounds, and that's kind of the feature of these professionals with these big arms. I mean, Dylan can afford to do that, hit that tree, and he should still have what he considers to be a routine forehand upshot. So see if he can, in fact, make it routine.
That looked a lot better. Use the height available, hit the gap. Lefty advantage here, finishing left to right naturally. Harry going full send into the tree. What was your thought here?
Well, I was trying to lay down the roller.
Oh.
I believe I probably should have thrown a slightly more understable disc, but that low ceiling kind of forced me to miss a little right, and fortunate to be in the open here. And I believe I only had 350 into the basket, so not too punishing.
No, as long as you are safe of the Mando and over the pond, as someone who can easily throw 450 feet plus, you'll always be looking at birdie. This was a good line. Oh, actually really good line. And left yourself with a little tester just inside the circle. I think the challenge on this upshot is that there's just nothing in the way. So gauging the distance right is kind of what makes this a bit tricky, and knowing that you want to be as close as possible because of the elevation on the basket makes this still a little tricky, even for these 1,000 rated pros.
Yeah, we were talking about that Moriarty standstill earlier. This time he goes to it from well over 300, I believe. Spikes in an overstable hyzer. It's a really unique skill set that he has. Not many players are going standstill from where he just was.
That looks perfect. Yep, just skip it into the rocks. That should be the game plan. I was looking for my disc clearly for a while and had to run about 100 feet backwards because I gave myself too much credit on the distance. That was a neutron dimension, the full send over the top. This is just my proxy. Routine little shot. Probably thinking about giving it a little eagle run, and absolutely whiffed it. Way too high. Didn't trust it, didn't commit at all to what I was trying to do. I guess I didn't really know what I was trying to do. I was just fluffing it up there. And then this is what you get. 45-footer into a wind. Oh boy.
That was full send.
That was full send. After that tee shot, I knew I was not going to be okay with a 4. Oh, I got an instant reaction here. Replay. Painful. I knew I was up again too, and this is called the walk of shame right here. When you were out, and after you putt, you were out again. So you got a slow walk to the other side of the green. Act like everything's okay.
A little trick in the middle.
Ooh, smooth. Harry Chace licking his chops back there. And I'm back at about 35, maybe 40. Tailwind, surprise, dropped the disc. And another air ball, and that actually got sneakily long out of the back too. I think I skipped back out of circle 1 again, so I'm still out. Whew, I've been looking forward to watching this ever since I lived it.
Yeah, it's crazy how one little errant upshot can lead to something like this, and sails it again.
That was for bogey after being like 180 feet out off the tee on a par 4. And now I'm back in circle 2 again, putting for double bogey 6.
Can you share what's going through your mind right now?
I'm just a bit embarrassed, I think. And another whiff? I forgot how bad this actually was. Oh, and there I said, Harry, please,
well, yeah,
please go.
This is a little detail. I believe Simon was probably still out. But he just pointed to me and said, someone needs to go. So.
Is that against the rules? I don't know.
I think it was fine. I don't think it was so obvious who was out, and I think it definitely saved us a little bit of time. We were almost causing a backup, so we were able to reconnect, stick it in for the triple bogey 7, and I would bet that this is probably your first time over par at mile marker.
Yeah, I think you're right. This hole has actually... I don't think I've ever birdied this hole when I tried to, which is just so bizarre. Let's see if Kyle can show me how it's done. Yep, that looked easy. Just make it. Yeah, that was probably one of my first ever 5 putts in competition. I'm glad it was at a beat here in Massachusetts and not on the Pro Tour. I can say that at least. Got it out of the system. I've actually been putting all right this year too, so it totally came out of nowhere. And the rest of the card gets a casual 4 strokes on me, so I was like, okay, at least I have something to fight for now. Welcome to hole 4. Another par 4. I love this hole. We call it kind of the runway hole, where you have a wide open tee shot. It's about 450 feet to the edge of the pond short, and then you have about 200 feet left to the basket. So it's all about putting your drive in a good position to give yourself a comfortable second throw where you feel confident to get it over the water and close to the basket. Again, all these holes were of course designed just to be like fun and casual, but if you throw down OB lines on this course, you can make it pretty challenging. So for future events, I'm excited to kind of redesign and shape some of these holes with some of the white stakes that this place needs for some extra teeth. Kyle making use of all the land here.
Yeah, I really like how the design of the course kind of factored that in, into the skeleton of the course, you could say. It's not something that you're going to have to go and crazy redesign, but you can see already kind of the natural line of where it could and should be. And I'm excited to see that going forward. But for now, our players have the task of birdieing a hole that, in your mind, I believe all of us think 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 times should be a 3. So making that reality is the struggle.
Yeah. Just a fun open shot, especially up here in the New England disc golf scene. Like, having an open shot like this is almost unheard of. Like, you don't really go to a New England disc golf course and have this in front of you. So it's different, it's fun, it's kind of just free. Just throw your shot, enjoy the flight, try to put yourself in a position, and that shot should have been OB. But there's no OB. You're trying to get it all the way to the water here, or what are you doing?
Well, it's funny because with the wind and the cold that we had, I kind of figured if I let a full rip out on a full flight, I wouldn't get to the water. But there's always that back of the mind that maybe I accidentally do get it all the way to the water. So kind of that last minute tug to the right kept it safe. And I'll still be at a spot where the upshot should be pretty routine.
So let's see how everyone did. Putting themselves in position. Andres, good distance there, but hung it a bit too wide. Left himself definitely a tester. Kyle, a bit of obstruction there with those brushes. Puts it too high and short right. I think he's in circle 2 down there. But inbound, so nothing terrible. Wow, we're making this upshot look pretty difficult so far, even though it's right there. I'm happy how I put my drive right there, close enough to the water to be comfortable. I choose more of a straight line after I fluffed it on the last hole. And you want to be in the wood chips.
Absolutely. Stick in the mulch. That is a sigh of relief for the man who just 5-putted to just collect your birdie and move on.
Yeah, I on purpose threw the same upshot disc again too, just to kind of like give it revenge, because technically on the last hole you could almost blame my upshot more than my putts. Like if I threw a normal upshot, I would have never even faced those putts. So that was good to get back. Harry was closest off the tee, throwing his Sky God shout out.
Yeah, one of my favorite discs here, this yellow Sky God, which actually fell victim to the pond at Preserve in round 3. And I probably put about 3.5 total hours of swimming in that pond. Never found it. So we have a new guy getting worked in right now.
Kyle from range. Got to settle for a par again. Andres hits a really good putt to go 3 through 4. So that's a solid start.
Yeah, there's that awesome direct spin putt we were talking about. A little slow-mo on it again.
Oh, that's a pretty frame right here.
No wobble.
0 wobble. Nice commitment, high in the chains. That's what we like to see. It's pretty happy. Dylan to match Andres to also go 3 down. Yep. Dylan on the putting green.
He's streaky.
A bit streaky, always been up and down.
If he's on, he's one of the best putters I've seen. But
yeah,
sometimes it just takes him a little bit to get on.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dylan in general just very good when he's on. Harry was off. Oh my goodness. That was like 12 feet.
Yeah.
Looked almost like a bit spit outy though. What was that?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see from that exact camera angle what happened. Oh, a little bit of rage. But yeah, I actually made contact with the left side pole and it just never had a chance to stick somehow. Normally on these baskets, I find that the left side can catch almost a little bit better than the right side, so I was kind of aiming for right at that left side of the pole. And yeah, I don't think I could ever miss that putt again, but oh well, we will have to move on with the par.
Yeah, welcome to the woods. This is more New England disc golf right here. Really cool to have some mix up with the style of disc golf on the same course. And tricky little tee shot. There's a couple trees to miss. Andres pulled it a little wide for that backhand lefty shot. He wanted to miss that tree, probably on the right side, to get in position. And me being even through 4, I thought, let's just go full send at this. Not a wise choice. And this was actually a really good shot, but I hit, I think, the one tree to miss, which is kind of the center tree in the fairway, which you want to miss left or right. But if you throw it that hard, you're kind of disregarding the accuracy part of the shot. So I got what I deserved. Kicked in a kind of bad spot too.
Yeah, you mentioned how this course was mainly designed for the long layout for those 940, 980 rated players. And the shot shape on this hole, I feel like almost plays easier for that kind of arm speed range. Where it flexes in the fairway is kind of very uncomfortable. And I'm sure most of our players could take something very slow, maybe slightly overstable, and play that lower speed flex. But at a par 4, 491, that just seems like not worth it. And I bet the percentages probably say otherwise, but it's hard not to take driver here and go for something crazy.
Yeah, the perfect shot is to throw an overstable mid or fairway driver and throw a perfect right-hand backhand flex shot. And right in front of Harry here, that one tree is the one you have to miss left or right. And oh, you got lucky there. I think that was not the gap you were going for.
No, did not get anywhere near the basket though. I hit the skinny tree right after it, so going to be playing for a par.
Yeah, I got stuck right on this tree. Tried to go creative backside, almost playing over the tee pad of the next hole. But again, hit kind of the one tree that I was aiming at in the middle of the gap I was going for. Hoping I wouldn't hit it, but I did hit it.
And what a beautiful forehand roller here from Andres. That should leave him with a look. Very crafty.
Dylan's on the right side of the fairway, also trying to shortcut it over the shrubs. I think he's looking at a putt from there. Kyle, the only one with a really good drive.
And Kyle taking the sweatshirt off.
Nice.
With the park job. You can see he's got a little bit more of that swagger now. Arm sleeve,
Colors.
pink t-shirt.
Yep.
Or I believe blue pants and or blue shirt, pink t-shirt. What? What is clothing? You'll see. He's looking spunky.
This is for birdie from 120 feet. Almost blind. And almost in. Do we get a replay here? That would be nice to see how close that actually was. I remember when, out of my hand I thought it has a chance, but no. No replay needed. It was close though. Andres for another birdie.
Come on.
Oh, what a great line. I like that nose up spin putt. Dylan can catch up. Gets his birdie. This is a good hole to get. Even though it's only 490 feet, it's still lots of trees to miss. I tap in for par. Harry taps in for par. Harry and myself, probably two of the favorites to win this tournament, and so far, not off to a good start.
Here's a little chance to get something rolling again with the short 229-foot par 3. I would say this is kind of a dual option hole. You can either take this larger but earlier in the flight gap, or this smaller later in the flight gap. So we will see. Once you hit that first gap on the left, you're kind of home free versus contending with some later trees. So we'll see what our players decide to do here. And I feel like the jury's still out on which play is better.
I think personal preference here. Straight at it, hanging basket. I like that play. And Kyle goes right side and then inside the next tree. So off this tee pad, those two trees right side of the fairway are actually, the second one is hidden because they're so perfectly in line that you don't really see that second tree. And Dylan sneaks both inside. So I think Kyle got a bit sneaky there to go kind of between the two trees, because you either want to go through the middle or outside the right side. Under a forehand.
Yeah. Thanks.
That'll do.
And we'll see which line Lizotte will choose here. He seems like a pretty straight at it type of guy.
I'm straight at it guy. And I almost got my dream ace, which is hitting the tree on the right of the basket and ricocheting with the tree direction into the basket. It's totally doable on this hole. And that was pretty close. Harry sitting at 2 down. Definitely wants to get things going. Pulls it a bit wide, hits one of the last trees on the right and kicks short. 50-footer up the hill. What you got?
We'll see this uphill little pitch putt. It's been working just off to the left. And we'll concede the par when it looks like most other players are very close for birdie. So Simon finally gets back under par.
Oh, Harry.
I will be at 2 under, and the rest of our card is starting to separate a little bit. Nothing's guaranteed till it's in, though. And I think sometimes we take it for granted as professionals, the putting. I mean, you look at other divisions, other players, and this putt right here is not automatic. So this is really what makes us pros, professionals, is making these putts hopefully 100% of the time.
Yeah, we're spoiled. Seeing the best of the best play every week, playing on the best courses with all the best equipment. So, yeah, we definitely live a lucky life when it comes to the disc golf scene. Nice birdies there for everyone. Bringing us to one of my favorite holes on the course. Nice little gap shot off the tee. We've got a mando tree on the right here, so you have to go left of this pine tree, which kind of guides you into this fairway. These are old golf tee boxes, so it looks really cool, built up with the rocks on the left and long. And then slide right to left, hyzer finish into a nice little circular guided green, guarded, not guided, with some huge pine trees around the basket. So I just love how this hole shapes up for a righty backhand who can throw really far. This is just so fun to just go full send attack because it has the perfect flight shape for a full send to get an eagle putt. But a more common sense play is this. Kyle known for a pretty powerful forehand, and that's a routine. 350-foot laser straight hyzer finish for the forehand in the sweet spot.
Yes, powerful and accurate, as both these players getting that touch of flip up to flat and a nice speedy hyzer finish for a little skip. And Andres with the same spin going to do it for the backhand side. He's got kind of a little nose up swoop swing, but he always seems to choose the right disc to make that work.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching him play. Really smooth and controlled, not going for anything too crazy or out of his range. Other than me, I'm going full send here on a Catalyst, which I threw on so much hyzer. It got so much late turn.
Beautiful.
And I think that is the best tee shot I've ever thrown on this hole. I got everything out of this disc.
And you say that, you know, it's an open rip for the big arm, but you also have to throw a pretty intense hyzer angle with a disc that will come up all the way out of it. So it's not just your distance contest type of hole. You're likely choosing a flippier disc than normal for that type of shot, and especially me, I'm choosing more of that, you know, late flipping hyzer, which is very tough to do at 12 speed with a fast disc and a fast throw.
I think I remember correctly that the chatter on the tee pad was about you putting this closer than I even was before you threw this shot, and you just absolutely sent that as well. And I want to see how you like snuck through that little guardian tree on the right.
Yes, I think my disc is a little bit more stable than yours, and I didn't put it as much of a hyzer angle. So I'm able to skip with a bit more of that stability.
Yep.
And get 2 feet within you. And yeah, I actually played in a team challenge match with Kyle where him and his partner actually shot an 18 under. And we needed to eagle this hole to push the match to a playoff. And that was probably one of the best shots I ever had, putting it 240 feet in the freezing cold. And of course we missed the putt, so no legends to be had there.
This is what you're looking at after a perfect forehand off the tee. Pretty simple up and down with the putter there. Just want to get it. You just really want to skip it up into those pine trees and leave yourself a little inside 20 feet. Let's see if Dylan has it. Just enough, I think, for comfort. Me here in complete disbelief that Harry was closer than me. I could not believe you were closer. I felt like so good about my shot. But this is for eagle.
Yeah.
Striped.
Attaboy.
Yeah, that putt was dead center the whole way. That felt good.
One of the purest putts you'll ever see. I'm glad we get a second look at this. The face says it all.
Just when you instantly know, you can't even pretend like it was close. So that felt good. Getting to 3 under through 7 now. Still not good, but at least it was something to build off on. Harry to match.
Just low and right.
Was he big putted is the question. Maybe.
Absolutely.
And now we're tied. Just like that, the battle is on. Here for a birdie and to get to 5 down. Oh, he loves that low right side. Another well-played hole for Andres. Let's see if Dylan can connect to also move to 5. Yep. His putt is just wild. Like, even from that close, 15 feet, he like the way he like lines it up just looks like he's gonna launch it at it, which he kind of does.
He does, yeah. And he has nearly the same putting stroke from about 60 or 70. So
It's very interesting, very unique. All right, so we have 3 players at 5 down, and me and Harry sitting at 3 down. The back 9 is kind of the tough stretch, though. Lots of longer, trickier par 3s that are pretty hard to string together. So lots of golf left, of course, in this tournament, in this round. This is one of the signature holes on this course. Really fun tee shot, kind of a bit of a valley shot over a pond from like the top of a little hill, and the basket sitting on top of a little hill. They've done such a good job here.
we get some Nate Delisle coverage for a little second.
There you go.
Shout out to Maine. And this is definitely another eagleable par 4. However, with the wind that we had, I would be surprised if anyone gets remotely close to a good look at it.
Actually, we played Team Challenge here too, and in my Team Challenge matches, I eagled this hole both rounds, which was pretty cool. Because it's still almost 600 feet, so it's an absolute sin to get it there. And Kyle, nice connection, nice angle control, and that's going to be a pretty routine up and down for birdie from there. Dylan going forehand.
Yeah, you know, if you're throwing forehand off this hole, you're pretty forehand dominant.
Yeah.
Which Dylan is, and I mean, man, he makes it work nearly perfect. Just about 40 feet short of Kyle's.
Yeah, that was probably pushing 500 feet almost there on the forehand. I'd take that.
A little short for Andres, and one of the few rough patches on the right side he'll find, but clears the pond, will be safe, and has a chance for the birdie. And this wind really picking up now.
Wow, it first looked like an early release, and then suddenly wasn't overturned.
Yeah, that wind really
The wind got you.
played with my disc there. I was looking for more of that traditional full flight, but slammed down, and that disc was starting to get a little bit understable on me, so I believe this was its last tournament in the bag.
Yeah, that was a little lazy shot by Andres, kind of undercommitted forehand attempt. What's tricky on this shot is definitely the elevation. The basket sitting on top of a big mound where you're You kind of have to be very precise to just land it and stick it up there. You made it look easy, though.
Yeah, it's my third Sky God shot that's ended up really close. And funny enough, I actually missed the putt on both of those. So we will hopefully stick this one for birdie. Easy. Forehand, forehand.
Kyle backhand, backhand. Just as easy.
Going with that famous pink soft harp there.
Oh yeah, that thing looks like a freaking...
It is one of the most beaten discs I've seen. And from what Kyle's told me, either that run or that plastic of soft harp actually gets more stable the more it gets beat in. And I've seen it firsthand put to use. It has negative glide, I think. And it just finds the ground every time. It almost looks like there's a burn mark on it. I mean, it is really been through the ringer. And still one of Kyle's best tools.
Still no star frame. Kind of surprising. So Andres with the lone par here. Rest of the card gets to tap it in for birdies. And we have only one hole left here.
Yes, last hole of the front nine. And this is a great one. A couple different options as well. Very big theme for these par threes. And a couple different gaps. Forehand, backhand, inside gap, outside gap. Either way, the shots on this are always fun to watch. And we'll see if we can get our players to land in the wood chips here. And I think this might be the time where we're looking for our first star frame.
I got the box. I got the what? I'm aiming left, wanting to give it a turn, hopefully ace run it. But I run into that little cluster of trees here. You want to go just inside of those for the ace run. But you got to cut it pretty close, and I'm about 25 feet there. I really like this hole. I think I designed this for myself. One of my favorite shots to throw is this like high turning left to right putter shot. And this is the one mistake not to do, is pull it inside. And there's that one corner tree that you need to miss.
This hole suits Dylan's forehand really well. He got to those clusters quick. And should be still in the circle.
Yeah, forehand's definitely the play on this hole. I just find it too boring to do it. I want to see the disc turn and fly. It just takes so much control and touch, and there's just something more aesthetic about it. So we gotta enjoy this one from the catch cam.
Yeah, this putter's probably a bit flippier than I should be throwing on this hole, but I remember either in practice or in warm-up, I'd just been throwing it too straight, and I wasn't throwing my anhyzers very well, so decided to go with the flippier putter and take a longer putt, but actually get to the basket as we see the perfect flight here. And
He snuck through that cluster.
Yeah. Like you said, I mean, plays very well for the forehand, but I think the righty backhand might be, or the lefty backhand might just be the best.
Oh, yeah. Little tester here for Dylan. Gets it nice up and in for a 7 down on the front, which...
That was casual.
Yeah.
I mean, he missed 2 birdie putts.
I mean, that's what this course should be doing, especially the front 9. 7 under solid. I have to settle for a 5 under, which is also pretty solid, thinking that I was 1 over through 3. Harry connects from 20 to also shoot 5. Also probably still thinking about those putts that could have been. Andres goes to 6 down. And Kyle,
Sweatshirt back on.
I think, also shot a 7 down. Debo gets a little cameo here on the famous 9-inch hole 15. And here we get some scores.
Jesse Longenecker leading the way 8 down through 9. I believe he started on hole 9. So that is 8 down on the back, which you mentioned is the harder 9. So we'll see what he can do going forward. And a couple others in the mix, Miles Sayer, David Fleck on the leaderboard. And with this many good players at a course like this, it is anyone's game at this point. So that has been the front 9. Thanks again to Sunstein. This is the Sunstein Open, of course, and couldn't be possible without Steve and his crew. So big shout out to them.
We'll see you on the back. Like and subscribe, as always.
Hey everybody, Dylan here from birdsdiscsports.com. Congratulations to Greatest Media Team on achieving a huge milestone of 10,000 subscribers. We've been a huge supporter and sponsor of GMT for a long time now, and we're really excited to see what they can continue to do to push the sport forward in the future. And to celebrate them hitting 10,000 followers on YouTube, we're giving away a brand new V4 disc golf backpack to one lucky commenter on this video. So comment your favorite moment from the video in the comments down below. Congratulations, GMT. I'm excited to see what you guys are able to do next. See ya.